Hello, classmates, and welcome to chapter 10. And of course, you have your textbook right there and something to write on and something to write with, right? And here we go. Let's talk about the usefulness of marketing channels and what the heck marketing channels are. So I propose we start by thinking about pizza. You all have had pizza, and some of us might have even made a pizza from scratch. So let's think about this. What do we need in order to get a pizza? Well, flour, tomatoes, oregano, garlic, maybe some cheese, basil. What else do you like on there? You create your own list. And now think about, where do you usually purchase those items? And you're probably going to say something like Safeway, Trader Joe's, or Farmer's Market, or Whole Foods. Now, interestingly, those are intermediaries. Let's do a little experiment. Let's assume none of those stores, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, Farmer's Markets, are in existence. They disappeared overnight. And you still want to make your pizza. So where do you go for flour? Where do you go for tomatoes? Where do you go for basil? Okay, I'm lucky. My husband grows some here. Where do you go for cheese? Maybe up Sonoma? Where's the closest? Isn't that interesting? So intermediaries are extremely useful, and overall, they actually help us save trips to here and there and up and down. So they're actually saving us money. I bet many of us haven't thought about it that way, right? So what other things are those intermediaries, those channel members good for? Well, of course, they're also gathering lots of information about customers, and they can handle promotions. Just think about the Costco clubs where you can sample things. They are creating contacts and networks, and of course they can put people together, right? So that things are happening more efficiently, and they can also help us with negotiating for credit, meaning that we have to pay a little later. One of the most important things, and that is probably the most common one we think about, is the physical distribution, right? It makes it much more convenient for us consumers to get to the items that we want. Now let's look at the channel level. We can sell directly to the customers. For example, Tupperware did that for the longest time. There are like candle parties too. And then there are the others, like tomatoes. And then they get to a warehouse or a distribution center, and then they get to maybe a canning company, right? And then they get shipped to a distribution center owned by Trader Joe's and to the individual Trader Joe's stores. So lots of different channels there. As you move along in your new product development, think about, how are you going to have your product and the consumer meet? How is that going to work? Yes, there is, of course, conflict. Holiday Inn had a situation where the managers of different Holiday Inn hotel, one hotel would overcharge and have disgruntled customers, and that would, of course, reflect on the whole brand, right? So whereas vertical conflict, that is actually much more common. Have you been to a McDonald's lately? Well, there are lots and lots of conflicts happening actually quite recently at the McDonald's. You know, it's a franchise system that they have mostly. The franchisor is having some kind of conflict with some franchisees, and then the employees are in the middle, and then not many smiles for the customers of the employees. So pretty interesting to look that up. Now, obviously, the marketing isn't just happening in one channel, and you can see how this all happens if we have more than one way. We can sell direct, but we can also sell via a retailer. We can sell online, all these kinds of things. And yes, there are definitely advantages here because, well, we have more contact opportunities with the consumers. There is that conflict that can possibly happen, right? Now let's look at the marketing channel alternatives. What do we have? Well, in order to assess those, or where are they most likely to look for my product, the three types of distributions, and they actually just describe how many intermediaries we use. Intensive means it's everywhere. Chewing gum, right? Everywhere you look at the checkout counters. Exclusive means, yeah, not so much in not so many areas. And then selective, that's you know exactly there's one place to go to get it. For example, Tiffany's has chosen to have a select distribution. Cartier also. And whereas there are some brands like Coach, they are now available at Macy's and other places, and in Coach stores, say for Kate Spade, right? So, and then of course we also have to think about once we are out of the good old United States and we're moving maybe overseas, maybe in the same continent, but north or south, and how do we need to change and adapt our distribution channels there? Overall, what we're trying to achieve, of course, is the best customer service at the least cost, right? There's always that balance that we're trying to figure out. And there are wonderful jobs in logistics, incredible careers. So if you like technology and if you're good at math, there are lots and lots of very well-paid jobs there. So here is the Amazon Fulfillment Center. We all have heard about those, of course. And this here is a link to a YouTube video for a distribution center. I thought it was pretty interesting, the Amazon stuff. Or you can just look for YouTube videos on your own. Now, the inventory management, a lot has changed there. It used to be that you had to do inventory. Maybe you were part of that where you actually had to count things. And then we had the scanners with the barcodes. And now more and more we have the RFID tags. And automatically we know where the items are if there's something misplaced. It can be located like in that huge Walmart, so it's really amazing. There already is a robot for that too, by the way. And transportation. Oh my gosh, everywhere. We need to figure out how to get our products from A to B, right? And that depends on how fast we need to get something to where, and of course also how much money we're willing to spend on all that. And I wonder whether you can guess which one is the cheapest. You probably know which one is the most expensive. And then there are all the combination of things. Piggyback, fishyback, train ship, and air truck. Well, air truck is the easiest, right? All those interesting things about the modes of transportation. And again, keep thinking about other countries and what is good here in the Bay Area versus wherever you might live right now and take this class. So get interested in things. See you soon.